Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and Rulewell, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of Spirit and truth. Yeah, just kind of touching on this Ukraine situation that you've had building up in the last couple of days, really, over the week. And where it's kind of heading to is it depends, man, because it's got Aggie over there before, so that's not really off the table. And it seems as well that Putin's in that kind of mood. So boy, it's it can pop off. And I'll read it a bit. It says that Moscow warns of measures against any Western troop deployment in Ukraine, as Kiev cites guarantees of US support in a conflict. Yeah, so it says Russia has warned that it would regard any deployment of Western troops in Ukraine as a serious provocation after Kiev asked NATO to step up its local combat readiness and claimed the US would come to its aid in any future war. It says on Friday, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry issued a statement saying that it received guarantees of American support after a telephone call with Washington's top military official, Pentagon Chief Lloyd Austin. The U.S. Secretary of Defense stressed that in the event of escalation of Russian aggression, the U.S. will not leave Ukraine alone. Yeah, so it's basically they're putting out there that they're gonna back it, which now you've got. Well, it seems likely that Russia could end up calling their bluff, or we'll kind of have to wait and see. Cause it's really it's been these men ain't been on terms for the longest, and you can definitely kick off again. So also about the prospects of a standoff in the region, Peskov warned that this could begin a potentially dangerous chain of events. The Kremlin official said that undoubtedly such a developing scenario would lead to a further increase in tensions near Russia's borders. Of course, this will require additional measures from Russia's side to ensure its security. Yeah, so it says could start a chain of events, and that chain of events, they're basically looking at escalating to men shooting each other on the ground. There's a few ways it can go, but yeah, it's peak. And the thing is this really shows that there's still that balance. Well, let's say tug of war between America and like Russia, especially because you had the situation in Syria where they just did airstrikes, and really that's like Syria, Russia's they were a bit more active kind of there, so they not instead be looking to be like, okay, we're gonna secure what's it called, secure the Ukraine in the meantime. And that's the thing is, America's going over and sticking their nose in. But ultimately, ain't really none of their business, man. But this is why. It's because Esau, Satan's kingdom's divided against itself. These guys are conflicting against each other. I was watched a video on like the Greco, the Greek Empire after the fuck is his name? Uh, his name's what's it? Yeah, uh, the Seleucid line, and how them man it's like after what's his name died, uh, Alexander the Greek died, then them man just went to war, and that as well didn't last. Them man were just constantly going against each other. Because why? They wanted all the land, they wanted the dominion to themselves. And that's Esau now in this time as well. That same energy, that same spirit. He's basically just looking to go out and conquer and get the whole earth, under one vibration. But then now he's, instead of utilizing, as much just military might to go around, he's got his philosophies, man. He's got his, wine. He's got everyone around the world drinking, so they're all in accord. So this is what, when pressed on what those measures might be, the officials said only that the country would do everything that is needed. The public spat comes amid rising tensions between Russia and Ukraine after a series of reported clashes in the east of the country between Kiev's forces and militias who received support from Moscow. Peskov called the escalations quite frightening. His comments came as US President Joe Biden expressed Washington's unwavering support for Kiev in the face of what he calls Russia's ongoing aggression in the Donbass and Crimea. Yeah, so, he's pledged support. But this is how you're going to see this thing escalate into into that World War status down the line. Not necessarily this, but just on the world stage. Because why? That allyship is how the previous World Wars kicked off. But it's like this one's, this World War, the allyship isn't going to need to be utilized. It's going to be everyone out for themselves. So this is his Friday call with Ukraine's president. He also said the administration is committed to revitalizing strategic partnership between the two nations. Zelensky responded by saying that Kiev and Washington stand shoulder to shoulder when it comes to preservation of our democracies, and called partnership with the US crucial for Ukrainians. Yeah, so he's basically, kissed the ass of the whore, to get a peace. Which, see how that works out for you in the long run. That's the thing, is all these, deals that are being cut with really it's with all these deals being cut. It's ultimately gonna lead to, it's not gonna, prophecy is gonna come to pass, man. Everyone is gonna turn against America in the end. And anyway, it's like, you're doing a deal with America. Them deals, they're just looking to exploit. It's all about exploitation, man. These elites are always about their own interests first. That's how they why they will manipulate the perspective of what's going down on the earth for their benefit, man. They're gonna be keeping people in that dumbed down, simplified state, so they can just be like, okay, push through whatever they want. Says what Ukraine has appealed to the US-led military bloc to increase its presence on its region. Okay. Jeremiah 51 and 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. Yeah, and the ancient king of the Medes came against ancient Babylon and destroyed it. And this modern time as well, you're gonna have the Medes, which are the Russians. They're basically gonna turn, well, they're against America already, but they're gonna shoot nukes on America, and all of America's allies are gonna turn and shoot nukes on them too. Basically, that new Babylon is also gonna be destroyed, man. It's gonna be wiped out. Why? Because that's what the Lord desires, and because of all the vile acts being done out there, all that they've done, man, they've basically laid hands on the children of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All these things, fill in the tab, and as such, it's Esau's gonna have to pay, and that's Esau's being utilized against Esau to extract that judgment, and that's why it's all these little skirmishes that you see. These things are, they're basically building up to that main conflict, because really it's serious Iran where it's hot. You got the Iran nuclear deal. They're meant to be going back for talks again after Trump just fucked off from it. But these men are meant to have been going way above and beyond what the nuclear deal was before. So they're really just gonna come and be like, okay, we'll go back to that. But all these little escalations, we'll see how they go. Because if this Ukraine situation pops off, that could be something. Syria again, Ukraine wherever, Iran wherever. These things pop off, and then it's it's all about prophecy, about moving to prophecy. Gotta have that mark out there as well, which we see it's getting pushed heavily. So yeah, this America's toast, and Russia's gonna partake in that, but then they're also gonna get judged. Yeah. I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Kakadash Bakda. Shalom.